The next big thing what we are going to do is dependency management in a for a particular customer, right? So here is the screenshot. Sorry, I mean screen share. This is the again another supply chain logistics global company, 10,000 employees, 100 countries. This is called Karen Logistics. Okay. They have huge multiple departments that are dependent on each other, right? So as a result, what happens? The coordination and managing the dependencies have become a bottleneck, huge bottleneck, more than how one can imagine. All right. Now, the organization is operating in multiple regions that you know, correct? So we have agile teams which are involved in transformations. You look into this. Team Alpha, Team Beta, Team Gamma, who looks into the APIs and everything. Team Delta takes care of the cloud infrastructure and so on, right? Alpha is for logistics software development. Beta is for customer web-based. Perfect. Now you have additional data which says a Team Alpha has got backlog size of 12 stories, 18 story points, and it is listing down various dependencies, right? So what it says is story A3 depends on story B1 from team betas. Similarly, story A7 here and so on. Correct? Now tell me, you are given like this. Similarly, team beta, right? And then you have team gamma here and team delta here. Tell me, what do we do? This is the context. This is simply, you are walking into the office. You are the new joinee, walking into the first. In the beginning itself, you are given such a huge task. You are the digital transformation consultant. Your big task in hand is to what? To handle this dependency management in a crystal clear manner. Who is dependent on what, which areas, so that we can take a look at it collectively and then brainstorm how we want to change the dependency. Right? How do we go about doing it? Can you give a guess what all things that you can do? Just think out loud, right? I'll give you 2 minutes, right? Just think out loud now that you have the context in hand. You understand what these are, right? I'll just bring one team alpha's dependency chart here. So you guys tell me what can be done.
There is a meeting called Scrum of Scrums, right? So where we are involving 2 or more teams and discussing that where they are in their like obviously we can see those information in Jira as well, but then we discuss in the teams broadly on those, like what is the timeline when they are starting, and so I think there we can bring it up, all the dependencies, and come up with some timelines, and then prepare our sprints according to those timelines that that those team provide.
Got it.
We can create predecessors and successors. So just having a dependency. So after which predecessor is something like suppose team A is working on one task and the team B is dependent on it. So for team B, team A task is the predecessor. And then once they complete that predecessor, and then team B will take it up. So we have to align with the other teams when that dependent task will be completed by the other team.
Fair enough. Okay, good. So I would like to ask you, right? This is the only document that you are being given. You're joining this company. You have no clue, no idea, correct? But you know what to do. I'm going to share this with you guys, right? This time I'm making it a little more, adding more to your skills here, correct? So given this context, use your own ways. Okay. In so again, I can do a breakout room activity, but in the breakout room activity, it will be short, correct? Not the like a previous one. But the thing is, how you guys would approach and handle these dependencies in a crystal clear manner to take the initiative forward, right? With all the things that you have learned so far, right? So this is something that I'm putting you directly, correct? I would like to you all to now this time not use chat GPT, but use Claude. Okay. So what is Claude? Right, people, how many of you have used Claude? Just type yes in the chat box. Let me see. Have you heard of it at least? I mean, how many of you use Claude? Heard of it. Okay. No worries. Let's try to explore a new tool. Correct. So what to do? Correct. You go to Claude.ai. Okay. Now this itself is a LLM like what we earned today in the morning, right? Very powerful. The newest model that we all use, a powerful model, is called Claude 3.7 Sonnet. Okay, it's a pro. Okay, so we all will try to do this with the new tool called Claude. All of us. Okay. Typical, right? The approach, prompt, everything is would be the same, right? Whatever you want to do, I will leave that to you. So make sure that you apply all the prompts that you have learned effectively, right? Effective usage of the prompt is critical. But end of the day, all of us will use this tool, Claude.ai, and then use this case study to tell me how you're going to manage the dependencies, right? By team and how the dependencies are listed out, correct? By reading through this, it's becoming a huge headache for me, right? So you need something, right? So let's explore this new tool here and see how we want it to visualize it, put it together. So I leave it to your individual brilliance, correct? How you want to come out with. So I would like to take a look into the prompts, how to take a look into how you are approaching this whole exercise, and would like to see how the result are looking like. Okay. Any questions on this, friends? So 4 teams, right? Hugely, what do you say? Dependence, huge dependencies across. So it even tells, see, crystal security clearance for vendor integration, but it is telling blocking storage G10. So what will you do if you are the one, right? If you are the consultant hired to do this, how you will use this generative AI tool or the engine and get a result of get this whole result, how to manage these dependencies. Shall we? I'm going to share the first doc. So, and you all take a quick look at it first before you even talk about anything else. All right, so here is the document. Yes. Okay. So I'm splitting the same, let us use the same rooms. All right, so this is going to be a quick 20 minutes, but let me see how you guys are coming out with the dependent.
Hello, everyone. Anyone wants to share screen? Kanika, you want to share screen or in Ashish? Yeah.
Shall I?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ashish. Actually, mine is the office laptop. Half of the AI tools are blocked, so that's why I'm giving
Oh,
input only in
okay.
the breakouts.
Same here. I don't know. I might get I'm able to open them, but yeah, I never know. They might mention why you're opening up so many AI tools.
Yeah, half of the things are blocked in office laptops. So
Okay. So we have to go through this document and we have to come up with a way of how we can manage the dependency, right?
through, is it like we need to do through this AI tool, AI model now, Cloud?
Claude,
Yeah.
yeah, looks like.
But
Yeah.
how do we do it? Like, what
So
do we
it's
need to
it's
do?
similar to ChatGPT and everything. It's just we just need to it asks how can I help you today. So Ashish, if you have opened that tool, right? It's just a text box where we have to enter our prompt and see what happens, and then we can build on it maybe.
Are you able to see
Yeah,
my
we
window?
can see the document. Yeah.
No, the document you can see, but can you see my window? ChatGPT Claude window.
No, no. Claude we cannot see.
So guys, I suppose you're all taking turns, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good.
Ashish is.
That's how the spirit has to be, because everyone gets a chance to work. So that's how. Good. Thank you. Keep going.
Ashish, you were sharing, right?
Sure. Are you able to see my windows other than these
Yes.
documents?
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
These Julius and participant. Okay.
Yeah, you can open Cloud.
Can we attach the file there? Is there an attachment? We can do that?
Looks like yeah, it has a plus sign. Upload a file. Let's try that.
Yeah, upload the
And
file.
then
Yeah, we can just write the prompt accordingly.
question. Yeah. No, we have to write a question also.
What I was thinking is, let's take all the data to ChatGPT and ask what to give the prompt. Ask what we have to analyze.
Okay. It is
And take
actually
the
asking
prompt.
us what specific aspect of the dependency
Can
management.
we use that analysis tool, like put the entire data, see what analysis came out, who is dependent on whom, then maybe we can find the like design the prompt.
Yeah, Julia.
Julius?
Julius, what was
Let's
the
do
name?
that.
Yeah, Julius.
Julius,
Okay.
yeah.
I think paste entire data and see what we see in summary thing. Like it gives on the right side, right? Something, some analysis. What it gives.
So, right. We have to write that we have attached the file and all that, or we will take.
It has already asked you, right? You've attached the file and it's asked you some question, right? Do you want me to analyze and all that?
Yeah, that happened in Cloud.
Oh, it is. So whatever we want, we can say yes.
You can mention that kindly analyze the
See, I have reviewed it.
document
It did say something.
and give me the dependencies that each team has on something like that. We want to analyze the dependency. We want to know that, okay, which story of which is dependent on which.
Analyze the dependency as a Scrum Master and provide the, what was the thing? Provide create a dependency model, right? So you're a Scrum Master and you have been given various dependencies of each of the team. Analyze the dependencies in the attachment and provide for a dependency model.
Where is that written in the document?
No, I'm telling the prompt.
Oh, okay. So do we want it in a chart format? Maybe that would already give that. Or a kind of a diagrammatically format, like A1 of alpha and a arrow, a flow chart kind of a thing, which it says that predecessor, successor that the other person mentioned.
Okay, can you write? Please provide us a flow chart of dependencies.
I'm just thinking that predecessor, successor would help, no? To understand that which thing is dependent on what. Do we want to go that detail?
Or use the dependency module using the predecessor successor. You can put that way.
Yeah, analyze the document and analyze the dependencies of this format and provide us the dependency model in a predecessor successor template, maybe. Should I give you? If to even give?
Yeah, can you give me a one?
Predecessor 1 minute and successor template. Can I have the chat. Where should I chat? Ashish.
Send me in the chat only.
Yeah. Just mention like predecessor. After this, you mention predecessor and successor template.
Okay.
Let's see what comes out. I mean, can be very confusing.
Okay, this is a kindly analyze the document and analyze the dependencies as a Scrum Master and provide us the dependencies model in a predecessor and successor template.
Let's try.
Okay.
Flowchart would have been better or what?
Can we do the similar thing in Claude and try?
Can you mention flowchart? What dependency chart?
I have done it in Claude. Do you want to just see?
Yeah. That will be quicker.
Yeah, Claude gave good results. Same here. I just tried.
I think that is the reason every question has a separate tool that is asked to be used.
Yeah.
Oh, where did it go? Here. Can you
If
see
you're
that? Can you see the right side?
Yeah.
The template is given here.
So I just Googled about dependency chart, right? So it is also called a dependency diagram or a graph. So it's a visual representation that shows how different tasks and components are, rely on each other. So maybe we can use this term dependency diagram somewhere.
See this created.
What prompt you gave, Lata?
This is the one. Here.
Share with everyone. Okay.
Where is the prompt? Where did I see? The prompt was you're a Scrum Master and has been given various dependencies of teams. Create a dependency module. Here it is. Using a predecessor and successor template, analyze the attached document. And then it gives this on the right side.
I also added create a chart, dependency chart. It gave a flow chart also.
Yeah, that would be helpful.
Share your screen.
Okay.
Are you able to see this chart? Flow chart, dependency flow chart.
Are you
We
sharing?
cannot see the dependency flow chart. We see that you're downloading something.
Yeah, this is nice.
I think I'm sharing now. Yeah. Yeah, I in my prompt I just added create a chart with different teams, user stories, and dependencies for attached details. Yeah.
I can't see for some reason your screen. Sorry, Suresh. Now I can. Yeah. Hmm.
So it says security testing incomplete, network issue, pending clearance. Okay. Maybe we can just add.
This is good.
No.
Here I am also giving the dependency analysis. So it is a successful template.
Just trying to add.
So this chart that you're showing, right? Suresh, this chart will clarify a lot of things, right? So, for example, the first pending clearance, and then maybe the team delta can start on their story D2, story D5, and these are the first few stories. First, D2 and D5 are not dependent on any external factors. So once they start, then these team alpha stories will get started like that, right?
True. It is already clear. Yeah.
But we have to have it in a written format, right? So we can ask maybe to analyze this chart that has come, and then based on that, give a plan like which team should start with what. Is that something that we want to do?
The first chart was good enough, you say, right? Like why this one didn't come so well?
Which one?
This one.
Security clearance. So I didn't get your question. Currently, we have done the analysis. So the analysis is done. Now dependency analysis is done. The next step would be to draft a plan. Based on the analysis, what should we do next? How should each and every team should start, right?
Correct. Yeah. So what would be the best prompt for that one? Okay. Based on the earlier analysis, right?
Yeah, based on the dependency chart analysis and predecessor successor template, something like that. Can you lay out a
predecessor, right?
Based on the dependency chart and the predecessor successor model one. Is that okay, Lata and Kanika?
I'm thinking, yeah, I'm doing.
Okay, yeah. Successor template, for successor data. You give me a team wise in to which still first stories Something based on the dependency chart and predecessor analysis, correct? Can you create detailed, not timeline, no? We need to have a team-wise plan. For example, for team alpha, what should they start on, and team beta like that. So we need a team-wise plan, a story, or what do you say, team-wise backlog, or what can so plan as to which story is. It's almost like backlog ranking, like what is the first story they should start with, and what should be the next story, and in the meantime. Coming at 7:30. She said she's going. Really? Be handled. Team-wise plan. Okay, let's
Oh,
see.
sorry.
No,
Sorry.
that's okay. Let's see this. We can modify it. This is good. It is immediately creating a document at the side.
Yeah, role of humans is getting reduced.
We should be able to sustain our jobs. That's it.
Yeah. Okay. Team A plan, team B plan, team gamma plan.
This looks pretty good. I don't know. This looks complex. So good.
So instead of making simple, we are making more complex.
No.
If you
Using
make
the
complex
tool, right?
documentation, people will take you seriously.
Agree. Totally.
If you make a very simple one, they'll be like, you're not applying your
Okay, okay.
knowledge there.
Yes. It's
Yeah, I
still
think the
going on, right?
difference. Hmm?
It's still going on.
Now it is done. Now it is done.
So what does it say when you go to the top?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
What is at the left side and right side? Those two are different things? No,
No,
same.
right side is the output and left side it is analyzing. So this time we asked it to make a plan, right? So earlier I asked to specifically chart. So it created the chart and showed on the right. Now we asked for plan, so it is showing in this way. Phase 1, week 1 to 3, phase 2, phase 3.
No, but then okay, can you go down? Team-wise plans, okay, here.
Here team-wise, so what they can do.
But then the stories are not mentioned or what? Like if they want to start with UI UX components, does it have a story already?
Develop the mock first regular sync with team. Prepare. Okay.
Which team? Can you go up? Can you go up?
Go up. Okay.
A3 logistics, 1 minute. Oh, okay. So story A3. Okay, so it is asking.
Story is the A3, right? Yeah.
Okay. I got okay.
I can say.
No, it's not clear, but right. So if we start with A3, with which has a dependency on B1, so shouldn't be B1 done first?
Yeah, it's not showing that one. No, because it is a team level, right? This is team-wise plan. We specifically mentioned team-wise plan. Did we also say high-level plan? External dependency management. No, we said team-wise plan.
Can you go up again? Sorry, can you go up? Can you look for this story B1? Where is it mentioned? Story B1. Control F maybe. B1 is here. Okay, come down.
And it's
okay,
in
yes.
B1.
Right. B1 is dependent on G4. So where is G4 now?
Yeah. G is Team Gamma. Yeah. So for them, G4 first for Team Gamma. I think we should convert this detailed plan into a flow chart, is it, or a Gantt chart? What do you guys think?
Uh, Lata, Kanika, Ashish, we need inputs.
Wait, I will share my screen. I'm just
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Just check this. Can this help? Like the team dependencies analysis, team alpha dependencies on which they are dependent, and the solution. And I just asked to create the flowchart. Or we can try it in another way.
Oh, what was the prompt for this one, Ashish?
Just a simple prompt. I just pasted all these things, okay, and just asked.
Okay, you pasted all the outcome and
Just pasted. Just
okay.
That's what you were just doing, Momita, right? You were writing, please convert all these to.
Yeah, I think we were going there, but yeah, this looks good.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is good. It's more simplified.
Yeah. The first chart that we got, it had an overall picture, but this is more in a layman kind of manner, right? Easy to describe.
Yeah, because we need to simplify things. That was getting a little complex.
Complicated, correct. Great work, Ashish. Yeah. So here the thing is, there's an
Above
overall
provided.
approach. Yeah, you can share this maybe for our exercise. Implement dependency.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is good because we don't have to specify like, okay, I'm doing this first and then this team is doing this. That overall approach part, right? That is a good thing. Like what they have to do is have a dependency board and scaled agile framework, obviously. And then they have to have that cross team coordination so that we can always track. And dependency board would help in seeing that which team is doing what, and should we have to sit around and wait, or are we good to go?
Do you need the link for this? I shared in chat.
This dependency module is on what? What's the module of this thing? Is it predecessor, successor, or is it the Scrum of Scrums?
No, yeah, I think that. Okay, that is not mentioned, right?
Ashish, is this based on any module or it's just like
Scale agile and dependency module.
Scaled agile? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
We are going with this, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, you can keep your window up as well. Suresh, yeah.
Sure. Okay. Yeah.
So that we'll say that, okay, if he is okay with this, then good. Or else we'll say that we tried out the things also.
Yeah. We can show both also. Right?
Yeah, I mean, this we'll show first. And
Sure.
then
Definitely.
if he
Yeah.
asks further question, we can go there.
Yes.
So you guys have done this dependency analysis in your organizations, anyone?
Not me. No.
Not me.
Not me.
Not me.
Wait for
Recording
the
in progress.
other team also. Okay, so can we take a quick look into what you have come out with? We'll start with team 3 first.
It's a slide, right? Vishal, Lokesh.
Yes, Vishal.
I share my screen.
Please.
Okay, let me know when my screen is visible.
Okay, it is.
Yeah. So what we did is we gave the details to the chat board, basically, and the details were given into the situation, what is the company and what is the bottleneck detail, and then we set the context.
Okay.
Like,
Did we lose you? Your voice is breaking.
Vishal, you are not audible.
Maybe we lost him. So, anyone else from team 3? We will give him time to come back.
He wrote, we discussed and he wrote everything there.
So like after giving all those information, we have asked for the dependencies and their solution in a tabular format. Once we got it, then we go for, like, we thought to make it more crisp, then we go for the timeline also, and with the order list.
Okay.
We make a order list along with the timeline. Then we got a pictorial view also, or we can say that workflow diagram, like, so that's all we got it.
Wait, let me. But I would like to see that actually.
Vishal,
flow.
can you please present your screen again? Vishal, you are not audible at all, I believe. You just present the screen and scroll down. That's fine.
Okay, maybe we'll come back to the team 3 then. Yeah. Yeah, so team 2.
Yeah, give me a moment. I'll just share my screen. So we wrote a prompt to understand what are the backlogs of all 4 teams. I wanted the LLM to go through each data of each story, risks and predecessors and successor classification, and then give us a optimal path of execution with least delays, and highlight the template, as in we wanted to highlight predecessor, successor, risk and impact. So that's what we given the prompt, and we got this huge write-up of the best path of execution. Post that, I also asked the prompt to give me a flow chart for this. I was unable to paste it here, but let me just show the flow chart as well.
Yeah, that's fine. If you can show me from Claude directly, that's fine too.
Okay. So the flowchart, but I'm not able to open it fully. 1 second. Let me just try.
Okay, you might want to share the entire screen if you're not able to show the app, right?
Oh, okay. 1 second.
You can stop and share the whole screen. You might be able to show us.
1 second. Is it visible now?
Yeah. Oh, okay. It is.
Let me just. Yeah.
Okay.
There's an entire flowchart we got out of it.
Show me how the dependencies have come out.
Sorry.
Can you, what do you say? Share the image, download
Okay.
the image, and you can
1
share
second.
it. Right. So tell me one thing: is the dependencies very visible here?
Did not get you dependencies.
Huh.
I don't think that's highlighted here. Present.
Not
that.
here in the graph. I think in the graph, Arun is asking for right side in the flow chart. Can you maximize it in the down? We have a zoom out below. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying that one. No, it doesn't work only.
Okay.
One.
Never mind. At least tell me, since you are able to see, right? Yeah, I can see a little bit.
When I'm not able to see the entire thing. 1 second. Okay. Wait. Now
Yeah.
I am able to. Now I'm able to.
So is the dependencies clearly listed and properly notified?
You mean as per what the
Yes.
No.
output the prompt gave?
That is the ultimate ask.
Okay.
You know? Okay, that's not a problem.
I think we have to pick it up based on the team level, not based on the story level. Usually, we pick it up. So now, right now, it is showing it in the story level.
Story
That we
level,
have to
correct.
prompt
Story
it
level
little
will not.
different.
That's what.
Yeah.
Right. So we need, see, the whole simulation, my friends, whatever activities we are doing, correct? We are trying to closely relate it to the real environment as much as we can, so that it becomes easy for you to apply that in your workplace. You see what I'm saying? So that is the reason why I'm making you all do this, and so that you know where I need to apply these skills. What are the new things that I need to focus on? Because real scenarios can come anytime, correct? No, you might not be doing it right now, but it can come at any time, right? So that's the whole point. Okay, that's fine. So can you show me a document where the dependencies are listed properly?
Yeah, 1 second.
So see, the point ultimately is all of us has to consider this as real, right? Real environment, real scenario. The moment you keep your mindset, right, where you feel, yeah, this is case study. No, every case study has got its own significance, friends. And only then we'll be able to, closely enable the skill which can apply it into your real life. It is typically like in driving. You see people who simulated driving. We have to do that a lot, and especially people who are pilots. Pilots are not given the direct flight on the day one, right? They do lot of simulation, then they take up a single flighter, single plane, single member plane. They do lot of things before they even take up their first assignment, right? It's that kind of a thing. We got to put all efforts to understand, okay, what is really missing, right? Because this is a pure play dependency. It's not it's not easy to have something as complex as this to be mapped out. Imagine without the AI tool how the life would have been, right? Cool. Predecessor. Okay, now you have predecessor, successor, dependency, risk, impact, and everything, isn't it? But I would like to see a visual view on how these are interconnected, right? At the team level. And okay, let's see the, thank you, Sri. This is fine. Let's see the team one result.
Ashish, you're
Yeah.
sharing, no?
Yeah. Can you see that?
Yeah, Ashish.
So
Okay.
what we have done is, okay, sorry.
Right?
Sorry.
Let's see. Team dependencies, nice. Okay, so how does it look?
Very good, actually.
All right.
Clear and easy to understand.
You understand? You see the power, right? So the whole purpose of we breaking out two teams is that let everyone's what do you say, output come. Let's compare. Let's put together in action. Okay, let's take the best things from each and every place, right? And then collectively go make sure that okay, how it things would look like, right? Maybe you want to take a screenshot of it and share it in the chat box, Ashish, and help people understand how did we get this, right? There are two things I would request you.
Okay. So
Right? What is the approach you took? Because each and every the prompt, the issue, the how you issued it to get it to this level is critical, right? Claude.
Yes. So I use Claude CI and I've given the complete scenario to the Claude and asked simply to simplify the team dependencies. What is dependent on which team? Just give me that. So he has given me the dependencies, like this is the dependent on team gamma is dependent on these dependencies, team delta is dependent on these dependencies. So after I get the dependencies, I just ask them provide me the solution for that. Please provide me the solution. So the overall approach, they have given the solution for that. So for team beta, this is the solution. Team gamma, this is the solution. After they gave me the solution, I just wanted to have a visual approach, a visual look of that. So I asked, now convert this to chart. So they have given this output. So it converted and given it me in flue chart.
Got it. Now, if you want to have a, I would like to have a team story and then the dependencies of the stories also. Right? How will we go about it? Right? So let that be the assignment for tonight for you guys.
Okay.
Right? Think out loud. Right? Think out loud. I know if anyone of you have done it, yeah, let's bring it up. I think team 2 is left, right? Team 1.
Team 3.
Team 3.
Yeah, I'm back. I'll share my screen.
Yes.
Also, Arun, can you repeat the assignment again after this is done?
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
Yeah. So what we did is we basically put a situation, which is the company situation right now. Then we set the context that what we are looking for. We are trying to perform the dependency management exercise across the different teams, and then we pass the team details. So we pass the team details, then we specify the items such as blockers, stories, and whatever the details were in the document. And then at last we gave the prompt like give the solution for our dependency in organized in a tabular format, right? So what we got is this dependency matrix, which is like dependent story. For example, alpha is basically the name of team and A3 is the story dependent on beta B1, and what is the right now status and what is the impact and what is the recommended action. Beta to prioritize B1 temporary mock interface for alpha, right? So this is how it got give us the dependency matrix, right? But there was a challenge that we want to prioritize as per the timeline also. We want to see like which one needs to be done first, second, like that. So what happened? We gave that prompt that okay, make a order list as per the tabular details shared by you with preferred timeline, right? So we got this detail where it says week one, right? And which story needs to be done first. We in the week one, which is of highest priority, right?
Okay.
And after that, So we now know, like in week one, which story and which team needs to work on to block the next team. Now then, we wanted a workflow view of all these tabular data, and so we got this workflow. I'm not sure like how to minimize or divide this, but yeah, this is the workflow starting from here. Like okay, week one, right?
This
We
looks
have a
like
highest.
this appears to be more like a PI. In the PI session, you will put a needle and then you will tie a thread
Yeah.
across the dependencies. I don't know how many of you have seen that real, right? It should be even available somewhere in the net also, right? So PI planning session. See board. Okay. Right. See, this it looks like in the PI planning session. If you go and even Google, a typical PI planning session board will look like. I'm trying to see which is the. Yeah. Okay.
The same what we see in the movies when the person are doing the investigation and all those things.
Exactly like in the movie. Yes. So I'm just trying to see where I can get the best picture for you guys to have a quick look. Yeah. You see this one, okay? You see this one. This is from a site. Typically this is how the board will look like. Okay. Iteration meaning the sprint, right? That's what we call it as iteration. So sprint 1, sprint 2, sprint 3, sprint 4, and what agile teams, in this case alpha, beta, gamma, right? And then you put the board like this, and then you create a connections across in a neat format. All right. In the real, this is digital, right? It's in the screen. But in real, it will be tied like a needle. You'll attach a needle with a sticky note, a needle which will be tied to another needle which is of a dependency. They literally tie it. Okay, that's how the process works.
So Scrum Master do participate, right? All the teams that are involved, their Scrum Masters and product owners would participate. Okay.
100%. Scrum Master has to part because there is every Scrum team would be present in the PI planning. Scrum Masters is a pivotal role in any organization. So for each team, Scrum Master has to present, product owner has to present, the product manager has to be present because it is at a enterprise level. So every Scrum Master from each team would be present.
And that PI meeting or plan, we can say that would be led by the product owner or the Scrum Master.
The whole PA planning will be run typically in all sense, release train engineer runs it because there will be product manager, there will be product owner for each, teams, right? So typically release train engineer, because every, for a given release, there will be a release train engineer, right? Who is a super Scrum, who in other words is a super Scrum Master who manages multiple releases. That's why he's called as a release train engineer, where there will be multiple sprints for that release, right?
And product managers.
And product managers.
So both the product owners, we have product managers.
Along with, I believe, in real world, we can say that DevOps, we can keep it.
Right. So that's how typically, my friends, a dependency management board would look like. All right. So So that's about the PI planning dependency board and so on. Okay. So we had a collective learning, correct, in terms of how to bring in this dependencies board in a more easy, concrete, visual ways. Correct. Now, I would like to show a small, very short, very funny video. Okay. You guys have to figure out and tell what all terms from the Scrum, right? Or it could be cultural, it could be Scrum, or it could be anything. What all terms comes into your mind when you watch this video? It's a very funny, but I would like to bring it up and you guys tell me. So wait a moment. Sharing it. Okay, right? It's purely your take on this. So no distractions or anything. I'm going to put it in the big screen. And yeah. Okay. So here I'm going to play. Okay. Watch this. No discussions or anything. Once the video is played, it's very short, but I would like you guys to tell me what all terms or cultural aspects that comes into your mind after seeing this video.
We are not able to hear the audio.
Audio is okay. You don't need the audio, right?
Okay.
Just, yeah, visual is fine. It's no audio. Once more. Yes. What's your take?
Expected versus actual.
Okay. I'm looking for all terms, okay?
Not analyzing the ask properly.
Requirement
Not clear
understanding.
about the requirement.
One by one, right? I'm going to put it all together, okay? So let me start with the first one. Not, sorry, who said that? First one?
I said it, Karthika.
Yeah. What is that?
Actual and expected.
Yeah, actual versus expected. Yes. Then I heard
So you're asking something, but you do not, analyze it completely.
analyzing completely. Okay.
Yeah,
Analyzing
the
it
ask
completely.
is not a well-rounded, analyzed one.
Okay.
So,
Ask
yeah.
is not
Requirement is not clear. I can say.
requirement not
Requirement
clear. Okay.
understanding.
Requirement is not clear. Versus outcome.
Quick decision.
Output versus outcome.
Quick decision making.
And there was no cross question from the person, from the stylist. He just obeyed blindly.
Wow. I didn't expect so many responses, right? Thank you. Correct? Back. That is a good one. Back end needs to be checked, right?
And respect. That is one part. That's the reason he just obediently accepted whatever the picture he has selected.
Okay. So in fact, right, all these put together, right, actual versus expected, analysis completely, ask is not well around, requirement not clearly, output versus outcome, quick decision making. Can I combine all this, right, into one behavioral pattern, right? I don't know in agile terms, can I call that as an anti-pattern? But one behavioral pattern which combines all the things which you just said, which is actually the killer of a project. If that word, one word, what would that be?
Refinement.
No proper refinement.
No proper refinement. Okay.
Product backlog should be clear, I believe.
Backlog.
Product backlog.
Right. So again, can I again, all these are adding up to that, correct? It starts with that one word. It starts with from A, ends with N. Ten letters. 10 letters. 10 letters starts with A, ends with N.
Assessment and assignment. Ends with N.
Assumption.
Yeah, whatever.
Bingo. What is that? You said it.
Assumption.
Assumption. Isn't it? Don't you think? Assumption is the biggest killer. How do you eliminate the assumptions? What is the best way to avoid assumption? What is that we need to do?
Asking the right questions.
Asking questions.
So
Exactly.
it's an assumption from both the sides, right?
That's what both the sides. Now, in this case, even though it's a funny little video, tell me, end of the day, right? Whose mistake was that?
Both mistake.
Both mistake.
Customer and the developer.
No, not stylist.
See, we can go for a debate. We can say it is both equal mistakes, whatever. End of the day, who is impacted?
Client is impacted.
And who pays us?
Client pays.
Product.
Right.
So the mistake is by the stylist.
So that is where we have to come, because we have the habit of blaming customer did not give the requirements properly. We all have that habit, right? But when you take this up to the manager or leaders or whoever, right? We cannot, even if there is flaws at there, and even if it is the responsibility of us to bring that out, right? To give no room for assumption. And that can happen only when we tend to ask questions as much as we can. And that's what AI tool is going to help us with. Right? If you give a situation, sometimes of our human capability, it is individual, isn't it? Why? You all know that. So if you can just go on mute, I know there's background coming, friends. Okay. If you all of us have been through the pandemic, correct? Thankfully, right? We all came out of it, grace of God. But you would have seen how a typical edtech company, Byju's, you all would have heard of it, right? It's a big edtech company, of course, which now it is gone completely. But at that peak time, what was their success formula at that time? They created, which a learning which was more personalized to the child. So that means in today's school system, it is one size fits all. One teacher who will teach us in his or her own way. All students, whether I understand or not, the message goes in that direction. That's it. Some children accept well, very bright. Most of them are unable to. There will be backbenchers who are completely gone, right? This is how the system has always been. Rote learning system we follow in, correct? Now, what Byju's did in that is, they created a formula in whereby one child, if he is not able to understand something, he can take 3 or 4 iterations and understand, and then have a session with the tutor if he still is not able to understand. But you can go at your own pace of learning. End of the day, some kids might require only one time, right? If they're learning some photosynthesis, one time done. Some kids might need 3 or 4 iterations, some might need even 10. Right? That's how the learning happens. So when the learning is becoming more personalized, it gives more satisfaction. Not only for the learner, it creates an outcome. That is what has happened that was the success story of that Byju's. Of course, because of their mismanagement and everything, it went down and it is almost on the closure, right? That's a political stuff. We don't want to talk about it. But I'm saying at that peak time, pandemic, all online, digital learning, right? EdTech, when they started adopting AI. And more than anything else, it tells you the learning behavior of the child, which otherwise nobody was able to tell. Your child took this lesson 17 times. Correct? He has the challenge in absorbing certain topics. It is giving me those insights from the data, which is not there otherwise in the regular physical face-to-face school system. So it all goes by assumptions, right? That is what the challenge has been in the EdTech Center, right? Now coming to the world of, right? So that's why end of the day, that was a huge customer success because a customer wanted, no matter whatever be the case, the customer was looking for such kind of a personalized solution, personalized way of getting their responses. Correct. In the world of IT, in the world of current, right? When we are dealing with customers, no matter whether the customer misses or not, no matter whether the customer has not, it becomes our ability. So that means I want a capability system, right? I might not be able to ask the right questions first time. I might not be capable. Let me be very open, right? If I ask you, all of you, how long will it take to make a coffee? Some of you might say 2 minutes. I will take 10 minutes. Other person might take 7 minutes. You see that? We have differences in the capabilities because it comes to interest level. A lot of factors comes in. So in the AI world, right? If I'm going to use an AI tool here, that gap in the capability is reduced. So now I can go and ask or use the AI tool to help me build that capability. Where I am saying I'm going to meet a client, and this is the topic of discussion. Can you help me answer? Can you help me ask all the right questions? So what happens? I am asking the same question. I might be the least dumb, I might be the dumbest, I'm going to call it as. There might be person A who is extremely smart, who already knows. He is prompting the same thing. So end of the day, I get to know all the questions that I need to ask. Plus, if I have the experience, I might find if there is something missing and add to that, which will make me the smartest Scrum Master. Or, I mean, Scrum Master or the requirement, whoever is gathering the requirement, product owner or the development team, business analyst, whoever it is. So this is a capability building engine. Right? That is how I see that as. I hope it makes sense, right? Any comments on what I just said? Do you agree?
I have a scenario like in our organization, right? So there is a story map that we start with when we have a high level requirement, right? Then we start with a story map, and then the story map leads to a dev map where it is, they call it like a jump start backlog. So maybe the estimates are not right. They say that 800 points, but it might increase. We are just creating the jump start, so we are not committing on the points. So are you saying me that I should, as a Scrum Master, which I currently do not do, so I should, as a Scrum Master, go through the story map and maybe use one of these tools and try to ask, generate some questions and analyze them and ask it to the product owner?
Absolutely. Very good
Okay.
scenario. Very good point. We do not need to restrict ourselves in that zone. That's
Because
the
that
whole
is not
purpose.
correct, because this was not given in my roles and responsibilities. So there's a documentation which says what the Scrum Master should do, basic. So it doesn't fall here. But if I do that, so might help me to get some increment.
No, you try it and tell, Momita.
Okay, I'll do.
Put this a practice right from Monday, right?
I'm
And
planning.
tell me, you talk to me after 6 months.
Right.
You put this right and tell me where you stand. I can give you in writing right now.
Yeah. Because when it comes to connecting with the product owner, so I have very limited questions, which is like, is this backlog prioritized, and do you have the stories ranked in the right order? If there is no detail, then please add the details. I'm not able to give much input on, are the stories aligned, are they do we have any open questions, or I assume that everything is taken care and I just do whatever is listed out for me to do. But this can be a very different, yeah, it will be interesting.
This can be a game changer moment.
Changer, yeah.
Right, that's the whole point I'm trying to bring with the bringing of. So not only the tools per se, right? This whole workshop, my focus as a person, I'm not just focusing on the output. I can simply run through the slides and then say, hey, done. No, I really want to bring that skill up, give you that whole complete experience, my knowledge, and what I'm seeing happening around the globe on the agile world, right? How we can scale up. The question is about the capability part. The focus is on the person part, right? If I give you, right, since you are all bringing this topic up, right, and since we are almost coming to the closure, right, as last topics, I would like to tell you, if you have heard of this, I mean, this is my own research work and everything, correct? I'm bringing a concept called as a corporate thermometer. Okay, what that means is everyone who joins the company and the initial stages, right, meaning fresh out of the colleges, right, you're done with your studies and everything, there is an initial time. I call that time, that's what the employees look you guys as assets, right? You're all the assets because, right, I don't need to tell, because the price wise, cost to the company wise, everything is very less. Then comes a stage where we all look for promotions, we grow up, and then there comes a transition phase. Soon after the transition, we start becoming liability. You agree? After a certain period of time, no matter what kind of, we might be dying hard, we might be working very hard, 20 hours, 15 hours, we put everything, but at certain stage, the whole momentum shifts where you're seen as a liability because you've grown in this company enough, and then the employees see you more as a liability. The reason is because they have to offer you more, bigger salary, bigger pay package, bigger cost to the company. You can only remain as an asset even after that experience, provided you bring business to that company, provided your capability brings business to that company, directly or indirectly. Only then that will be seen as a asset. Now, why I'm talking about this, if you remember the first set of slides I brought you up today, right? There was a section where how Gen Zs are performing today. The only thing that differentiates between Generation Z, which is the people who walks out of the college, and us is we have the knowledge and experience they don't have. But they are far more, they are using the knowledge from the AI. That means I, as a company owner, would prefer a 1-year person who is exceptional in AI than a 15-year experienced person for the role that I wanted.
Basically, they know how to prompt.
There you go. They know how to get the job done. They bring that knowledge into action. I'm handling B schools engagements, right? So I see some of the questions. Agile is now part of the B schools. Scrum Master. I'm handling Scrum Master workshop for a B school here, right? So that means you are creating all this simulated environment. The only difference is they are not working, they are learning. But now this whole experience thing, the knowledge things is coming into the picture using the AI. So obviously that gap is there. Now, what will make us stay? What will make us, go is one, we compete, we let us use our experience, right? To compete and make use of the AI to deliver results which nobody can think of. And that's how my next step of my stages of tools leveraging is going to be tomorrow, right? Remember in the morning I talked about the consultative skills. Who is a consultant, friends? No matter what role we perform in an organization, if I ask a simple question, why does your manager or your super boss or whoever approaches you on for what reasons do they come to you? I say that's a question that we all need to ask ourselves. What is that one unique thing for which people come to us? Is it for the knowledge? Is it for the experience? Is it for the sense of ownership? All right. So that is the focus area where we have the experience. Now let's use the AI tool to grow like this, right? Not only build an experience and become more creative in that aspect. That's why I came out with that whole book called Creativity, because my focus has been more leveraging the human intelligence, which can embrace the machine intelligence to the maximum extent. Whatever I said makes sense? Yes, no, please tell me. Did I say anything wrong? Did I say anything not true?
Makes complete sense. So if our manager is approaching us, that's a good thing. And if we are not hearing from our leadership or managers, that means we are not being noticed.
See, manager, roles, stakeholders, all this will continue, right? That's a lifelong thing. We continue. My point is, we have to be upskilled continuously. Today, what happens is, even for us to write up, right? We should be using AI to fill the gap of our capability. We should not outsource our capability to the AI. You understand the big difference? What happens today is, even for writing a simple client email, right? We don't even have the habit of writing anymore. We simply ask ChatGPT, write me an email. Simple as that. Then poor thing, it will write the whole thing. You copy paste and maybe do some changes and then go and say that thanks, Arun Divakaran. Isn't it? We are, in fact, this is a difference in the experience versus the freshers. Now, freshers are also adopting. I'm bringing that whole concept change wherever I am handling, where people need to come out with the critical thinking aspects. Correct? If we tend to outsource our whole thing capability to them, then the organization would look for that through that lens and say, why do they need it? But what will make us different is the way how we generate the result, which no person can use AI through. And that can happen only if you build that skill of creative intelligence. Right? So tomorrow, our focus will be on the quality, right? Bringing quality, what key performance indicators means, right? And every time we talk about quality, the thing that comes into play is the key performance indicators. So what key performance indicators mean? Can you name some key performance indicators? Not necessarily in Agile, in general.
Related and also the bugs, how many, I'm not sure whether it is right or not, but usually after the release, how many bugs we are getting it.
How many was the story points planned and how many completed?
How many completed? Anything else?
Throughput and cycle time, cycle time and
release time, cycle time, correct?
Improve on velocity.
We already know.
Right?
Burn down chart.
Burn down chart. We have bunch of items, right? So I will share a quick data set, okay, as part of this. Tomorrow when we go in depth, we'll figure it out, right? So right now, I'll quickly show. One moment. I'm going to show a quick. Yeah, a data set. Okay. This can be the second assignment today. What was the first assignment? Can anyone tell me, remember?
Was related to when we used Claude.
Okay.
The last assignment that we did actually in breakout room.
Yes, that means a complete team versus, I know the team one actually tried to do it, right? More connecting to that, right? So yes, you expand that chart, make it more appealing, and see if you can bring it in that format I was talking about. Do some exploration and see if you are able to bring that out. Okay. So we can do the quality thing. We can start fresh in the morning tomorrow, friends, right? So right now, as part of the quick last step, let me share. This is individually, right? No team rooms, no team breakout rooms required. I wanted to show. Yeah. So here is my case study. This is individually, okay? So I'm going to share it with you all first. Let me discuss with you first, then I'll share it. Probably the last, right? Let me see how you guys are doing it. This is all individual. And I think quality will start fresh. I think that will be better instead of, using at the closure. So friends, there is a company called Technevo. It's a mid-size IT services firm, right? It specializes in software development, maintenance to global customers. No worries, right? So straight, like many other companies. And there is a leadership, Sarah Collins, CEO. She has announced digital transformation initiatives, right? Which focuses on 4 key areas: transitioning to cloud native, adopting agile management, upskilling employees, and creating a centralized knowledge sharing platform. These are the 4 key focus areas. And she has these challenges as a company wide. Resistance, obviously, from senior employees, right, who are so accustomed to the traditional methods, they find it very difficult. Then initial investment in cloud infrastructure and a lot of training programs. There's a lot of funds needed. There's a bunch of attrition that they are scared about, right? And some of the newer employees are unprepared because of the shift. And there is always a competition that lies, correct? From big tech giants. Now, these are the roles, right? Sarah Collins is the CEO, Harper, CTO, HR manager, and you are the DT consultant who is hired, who is going to advise the leadership on strategies to execute the transformation. Okay. This is the last case study. We are going to do it individually right now. Okay. The task for the learners is you have to perform a SWOT analysis. You all know what SWOT analysis is, right? I'm sure you're familiar with this.
Yeah.
It's a quadrant where you represent the strength, weakness, and opportunities and threats in a quadrant format, and understand from that what are the capabilities of the company internally, how the market conditions are, and potential challenges. That's all. Okay. This is the ask. So can we quickly do this? Not as a team, individually.
This is an assignment that we have to submit now.
If you want that as an assignment, I can give that as an assignment for you to submit it tomorrow.
I think that would be better.
Silent would be better.
Yeah, knowledge overflow,
Okay, I understand.
creative block.
So, it's a big day, all right? Okay, so let me share the thing first. One moment.
Hey, Arun, sorry. Can you, explain the ask again here for this particular assignment?
Oh, this one, huh? Okay, let me share the sheet first and let me reiterate. It's a simple one. Okay, no. This cannot be sent because it is currently in use. Okay. Why it is not able to be sent? Sometimes the Zoom is crazy. If I kept your document open, it doesn't send me. It doesn't allow me to send you. Now I have to close it. So I sent it and then I'm reopening it. Okay. So once more. And I'm sharing the screen once more, right? So yeah. So I don't need to tell the backgrounds, correct? So we're very clear. The ask is, now that you have the leadership vision, you have focus areas and the challenges, and you have the roles. The task is you perform a SWOT analysis for this company in the context of digital transformation initiative. Right? I mentioned the task also. Right? So you have got to consider the internal capabilities of the company, understand the market conditions and potential challenges, and try to come out with your own response, right? Individually. So first thing tomorrow. Is that fair enough? Good enough?
Yes. Yeah. So this internal capabilities, market condition, and potential challenges, that is to our understanding and
correct.
No, okay.
That is for your understanding. Absolutely. That is for you.
Maybe whatever we are facing right now in our current organization, on the basis of that we can put the weakness, opportunity, and all this.
Oh yeah, please. If you have the real-time scenario, meaning your company, I'll be awesome. That'll be awesome. Nothing like it. Right? But ultimately, I've given you minimal data so that you can get familiarized with how you can perform a SWOT analysis using any of the AI engines. Right? So we have discussed those, correct? So as part of the conclusion, friends, I know it has been a very long day, right? It's anyone wants to quickly summarize? All of you guys can summarize. And
I have a question.
Yeah. Please, I'm sure all of you would have made a note of things, everything, correct? A lot of notes. Notes is important. Yeah, sorry, who is asking the question? Vishal, is that you?
Yeah. So, Arun, what I wanted to know is, do you have any case study with you for a Scrum Master utilizing all these tools, right? Like a successful Scrum Master case study utilizing all this, and which are the areas as a Scrum Master these tools are utilized or something like that? Like a successful Scrum Master who have utilized these tools, and that gives us the context of all the areas of their day-to-day activities where they have utilized. Any such case study you have with you?
If I understood you correctly, let me summarize it. Okay, let me reiterate it. Help me if my understanding is correct. What you are asking is, do we have any case studies where a Scrum Master has successfully applied this in the organization?
Yes.
Is that what you're asking?
Yes. And what are the areas where these tools has been used by the person or the Scrum Master?
See, all the case studies which I'm giving, right? They are all real-time applied case studies. Only thing is, I'm not giving the company names because of the privacy, because of the legal issues. We are not supposed to give the company names, right? So what I do normally, I will go through, change the name of the companies, name of the person, especially when we are building skill level workshops like this, because we are not supposed to, or nobody, in fact, that's what I'm saying, right? Remember, when we all introduce, we normally don't want to talk about the company, but we can at least say there is no harm in telling the company. But all I'm saying is, when it comes to a scenario, because imagine if I tell the scenario which I was bringing in the dependency management, you know that it is a real-time scenario with a healthcare client based out of New York, right?
Okay.
So the team names were changed. The team names were changed. The what do you say? The numbers are changed. We do all those activities. All case studies has got a relevance to the real world. And even the one which I just gave you, right? It is a startup product company's real challenge. You see that? So that's why we changed the name to such a way that it doesn't harm anybody. Nobody can come question, hey, why did you use mine as a case study? We don't do that because that's company norms and practices and ethics. We cannot. So we tend to, we do, every case study we go through at least 3 or 4 times to ensure that no privacy is compromised. That's critical for us. And that's what experience is all about again, isn't it? Now, if a person who's just 2 years in the Scrum Master role wouldn't be able to share much of an experience. So now with 19 years in the industry, right, you have seen all the ups and downs, you have seen gladly 2 major digital transformation engagements, right? So tomorrow I'll be talking, if you can remind me, I'll even share a real-time incident where the customers who are complaining about members issue, who are complaining, correct? How that calls were routed to the developers, right? As part of the digital engagement, the calls purposefully were routed to the developers sitting in the office because the people, business analysts and all the businesses were fed up of answering the same complaint from the customer. You see that these are real experiences that people go through. And again, some of them are my personal experiences. Some of them are experiences shared by the peers. We have a huge network of people who work with us, right? And that's why when workshops like this, I bring in your own experiences also into the mix, right? When you said, you had this particular challenge, I love to hear that because then I can understand, absorb, and see if that can be a true case study which can be used. Right? So those are all the things, Michelle. If that's what your ask was, right?
Yes, and the question arises in my mind is when Mamita asked you, right, how I can utilize the same thing, and she came up with an idea. Okay, I can use this to analyze the dependencies in the
I will tell
roadmap.
you tomorrow in the second half when I'm going to talk about ethics, AI, and everything. I'll tell you how responsibly we can use this. Right? See, I'll tell some of the challenges that you might initial phase is, of course, AI versions are all available, free of cost, no worries, right? AI is too good, right? But how much of data can you upload? Does it have sensitive data? How to remove the sensitive data and still get the work done? How you can shape? I can give all those tips and tricks if you guys are interested, even though that's not part of the workshop. If you guys really wanted to be secured, be not worried about all this data related, I can give you some techniques and tips towards the end of the session. That I can.
Yeah, sure. That will be helpful because the company's data will be sensitive.
So just 2 weeks back, I had a session in Bangalore, right? It was a financial organization, and I gave them tips on how to eliminate those sensitive data, but still get the job done. We also have a trick on that. So that's why I don't bring in that up in the sessions, because normally it's not meant to be, shared openly. So I'll specifically, if you are experienced enough, if you're matured enough, I can share that personally. And anyways, I'll be sharing contacts, connections, and everything, friends.
Sure, thank you.
Okay. Okay. Any more questions?
Hey, Arun, one more follow-up question. We have this value stream mapping wherein we try to eliminate all this waste and everything, right? So is there any way we can use AI in that context?
Of course. We can use AI almost every aspect of Agile. Value stream mapping is definitely a place where we can use. And tell me one thing, right? It's a good question that you brought in. What is the capability required for value stream mapping? Can you tell me out of your experience?
We need to have an understanding of the entire process from end to end.
That's what the consultative skill concept I was trying to bring about. Remember, I kept talking about it twice, right? One of the key aspects in a consultative skill is how much of an expert are you in the given subject matter area, all right?
Okay.
So value stream mapping comes through that experience. So how do you build, how do you leverage that experience, right? So if you want to park that question offline, I can definitely explain that. Right?
Sure.
Always. So I'm still connected with a lot of even the batch 1 learners, so no worries on that. We all will be staying connected, friends, in any time. Correct? Any new things that you come across, please bring it to me. As I told you, because you're all the industry experts now, because I'm more focusing on my own venture, right? I'm associated with the grads and multiple other organizations delivering similar workshops a lot. So, I came out of that whole company thing. So running my own, consultant supports and training. So I have the freedom to express a lot of things than when I'm associated with the company, right? So that's the beauty of it. So I can definitely, chime in on any of your questions around that.
Yep. Thanks, sir.
Sure, man. Please do remind me, right? I'll try to make a note of it. Right. So all questions, friends, please, let's spend some good time. And if you can have a break earlier tomorrow, right? I mean, if you people have any questions during the break, if you want to come from the lunch break a little earlier and want to ask, I'm more than happy to do that as well. Okay. So any more friends, any more questions? Shall we wrap up for today?
Just a quick thing. Would you be able to share that video with us, the assumption one? I mean, that's a good one, and I have my team making a lot of assumptions with the work. So I thought it's a good starting point to show that. So
Sure. Anything that would help you, right? Yeah, the video probably I can send it to you. I'm wondering, how do I do that? Yeah, anyways, you just message me a hi in the email tomorrow when I give all my contacts and everything, right?
okay.
And you specify that, I'll send it in the email. It's a small sized video, so
Thank
it
you.
shouldn't be more than 5 MB. So I can send that. Not a problem.
Thank you.
Sure. All right, guys. So talk to you all tomorrow. Hope you had a long learning, right? I know I'm not waiting for summarizing. I want you guys, all of you, to write things down, because the first thing that we're going to do tomorrow is summarizing. That too, in an agile collaborative way, typically the way how we do retrospection, correct? We're going to do that collective learning way, right? So please make sure you put down all the learnings, not necessarily everything related to the AI, agile, or anything. The many of the points that we discussed. Okay, thumbs up. Okay. Thank you, team. So see you all tomorrow. Have a good rest of the evening. Bye-bye.